Hello, hello.
Good morning.
How we doing? How we feeling? How are we?
How we doing?
My name is Magda at Coach Your Mindset.
Paulina at Coach Your Mindset.
Welcome to Rockingham Radio, to our weekly, 3 times a week kind of conversations about certain topics.
News daily, news daily.
Yes, so we connect kind of the days of the week to certain names and we give them kind of like a theme. So this week we are actually on the letter I, which is...
I speak to my inner child.
Exactly. And
Ooh.
Wednesday is a talk day.
That's why I said I speak to my inner child.
So Wednesday talk day, which I think is a very nice way to speak to your inner child. So
that's your day of the week.
Yeah, I'm like a Mercury kind of powered mind, which is like the messenger. So we are here to give you a message about your inner child.
Oh,
so
I forgot to say about the solicit as well Monday.
Yeah.
That we had the week of summer starting and the energy should get better and you should feel a bit... I can reassure you that lots of you had problems with the relationship, with communication, with technology, with past coming back, past relationship, past boyfriends, ex-boyfriends, messaging them when you get drunk, doing all that stuff, stepping into your past in order to step into your power right now.
Yeah.
So everything we experienced in the last couple of months, actually since April, it was there for a reason for you to go through it. And I know it was hard, but since Sunday this week, things gonna get, it's already been on Sunday, so we're already getting better. To be honest, I felt quite off it, and you?
Yeah, I think
it was quite crazy for all of us in the house as well.
I'm so sorry. I think definitely that was like a crazy time in a way, and I was like very confused also, like because I stayed at home for like 10 days and after that as well, and coming back, so it was like that period was just a little bit overwhelming in a way. So maybe you can actually talk to yourself, have like a nice inner conversation with yourself and ask yourself, and be honest with yourself if you listen to that inner voice, because probably that inner voice must have been speaking to you in that intense period and giving you some kind of clues or
many voices of others as well, if you're not fully connected to yourself.
So are you actually true to yourself? If you are true to yourself, then you will be more connected to yourself, and that voice is kind of going to give you a nice advice and direction, rather than you're going to hear like a chatter around and kind of tune in into stations that maybe you're not supposed to. Let's do like a radio kind of thing.
Definitely. And then also the truth is, like, if you really wanted to speak to somebody and tell them what they're doing wrong, ask yourself a question before you do that.
Yeah.
What you see in them is not within you first.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always been my trigger.
Yes. So I'm sure that's gonna help you with that, your inner voice, your true self. And you need to actually ask yourself if you listen to that inner voice, if you actually help support it to actually speak, or do you crush it, if you hear something witin you that doesn't...
It's about surrendering, no?
Yeah, doesn't necessarily feel right.
What means to surrender?
Do you surrender to it or do you suppress it? So let's say...
What means to surrender?
I can give you an example. Let's say you have a busy day ahead of you. You could easily like not go through with the day. You can say like, oh, do you know what? For example, me, I'm going shopping, I'm doing some stuff, and I can easily just say, do you know what? I don't feel it today. I'm not going to do it because maybe, I want to rest or whatever. I had like a busy week. I had like a busy week or stuff like that. And instead of
tell them what they used to do.
Plenty. So instead of having like a nice chill, you just go through everything, and then like for me, when I do too much afterwards, I'm just a bit spaced out first of all, so I'm like and I don't really have like a common sense too, so I don't really connect the dots, and it's very difficult for me to think. It's difficult on everyday basis, but when I overdo it, it's even more difficult.
So what do you mean by overdoing it? So like,
so you don't surrender to that feeling that you know that you need to give yourself a break. So you surrender, you, for example, stay at home, you have a nice bath, you chill, you communicate to the people around you. Do you know what? I'm not going to do this because of that. And I'm sure people around you will understand why you're not doing this. So surrendering.
But it's not even about people around you. It's about the fact that you need to stop pushing yourself if you don't feel it. You don't always have to push it. And that's why there are like 4 times a year Mercury retrogrades, because we push it too much, and that's why we go back to past, we revisit places, because the cycle repeats. Like our spiral of our snail. It's like, it was really cool. Yesterday we watched that series, like Italian series, and they said, the guy basically says, he said that he's gonna call his song like something with like snail pausanie, just like sliding snail. And then he explained that to the girl why. She asked, why would you choose that name? And he said, because the snail, when they walk, they leave their marks.
Yeah.
And as a human, when we walk, we leave the marks, we just don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an energy in it.
Yeah.
So it's funny how, like, the snail, you go and you slow, and but you do realize you leave the marks, and what marks you're going to leave, that's what people are going to remember. And that's how you're going to experience in your past. So it's like when we go the spiral of inner self, so going in and in, every year you're going to repeat. And even if you break up with the boyfriend and you're not going to give yourself, for example, enough time from one breakup to another, you're going to attract the same kind of relationship, you're going to attract the same kind of thing. And then we're always speaking with my clients and stuff, we're always laughing like, why do I attract that kind of man, why do I attract that kind of person? Because you haven't healed, and that's healed, and that is in your suppressed emotions. And that's your inner child collects that fears, and then you basically represent your inner self. So you just attract what you are. So whatever you see in me, it's within you first.
So it's like, say, you could, as if you have like that kind of magnet within you, that kind of calling that attracts, like brings everything together. So, like, for example, you have a really good day and only good things happen to you and nothing brings you down. Think about the days where you're like feeling very negative and kind of things go wrong. So it's kind of how you feel, how you are, what's your mindset, that kind of things you attract. And in the same way, like Poina said, something you have within you, you haven't healed, something that is bothering you, even if you suppress it, it's still gonna come around.
Oh yeah, it always comes back.
It's not gonna go away.
No. And then I think people don't really understand what means surrendering. Surrendering is understanding that sometimes when you ask a question, you're not going to have an answer straight away. So it's learning how to wait for the answer.
I think patience is a virtue, and it's very difficult sometimes for many people, and definitely I can say I'm one of them sometimes, and I wanted immediately to know something. So
I think for most of people, patience is a kind of a treasure and trigger.
Yes. So shall we move on to Thursday, which is the Explore Day? So how can we connect Thursday with inner child? So maybe you can ask yourself, what were your dreams when you were a child, when you were young? What did that inner voice tell you?
I wanted to be hairdresser.
Well, now she cuts our hair sometimes, especially when we were during lockdown, she was cutting the hair, and actually she did a really good job, and she had so much fun with it. So
you don't want me to cut your hair again. I'm joking. I like it. I like to do the hair and stuff.
So you can explore those dreams, and how you actually listen to your inner child. What do? Do you actually follow that inner voice within you?
I wanted to be a singer as well.
Well, you are having singing classes.
Yeah. And what do you do to express your inner child?
Yeah.
What about you, Magda?
I, for example, always wanted to travel. I wanted to
went to Spain,
to go to Spain and stuff.
She wanted to live in Spain.
Yes, and things like that. So, I think I always had that thing where I wanted to explore, and I wanted to be everywhere. And I kind of understood that I can be in one place and then I can explore too. I don't have to travel everywhere and live everywhere and do this and do that. But I think it's really good to listen to yourself when you were a kid. And I always loved, for example, to be creative. I always loved to paint. I used to draw a lot. I used to draw like Egyptian style things. I think that's going to be probably one of my next paintings as well. I have a painting I need to finish now, and then after that. So I used to love drawing, painting, and being creative. And now I feel like I haven't lost touch with that inner child, because what I do, I also try to do like bracelets and create things. When I want to give someone a gift, I like to make it myself. So I started doing that. So the gifts that I give now, many times they are handmade, and I really find, there's one that Paulina did actually as well.
I did this one, no?
Yeah. So I find great pleasure in it, and you can make it very useful for yourself. So you can, like I started doing tonics for the water to cleanse the face, and like the girls use it, like mouthwash
because it's too strong, the chemical one for me.
Yeah, so you can find, for me it was creativity when I was a child. I love to do that. So explore what's for you. What did your inner child like to do when
and
you were
ice
young?
baths. I love ice baths and swimming and cold shower.
Because when you were a kid, you used to spend lots of time in the water. And
Yeah.
your lips, you said you were going
like purple.
Yeah, and then your parents told you to go out of the water. So in a way, ice bath is something like when you were a kid and you learned that.
And then plus lockdown, we couldn't swim, and I really missed it. And even now it's hard to get to swimming pool anywhere.
We're probably gonna go. We have like.
I need to go to that swimming pool actually.
Charlton Water Park next to us. We might go for like a little swim.
Magda already went with Philip.
Yes, it was really nice. I really love it. And to be honest, I didn't used to like not that I didn't used to like water, but I didn't.
Because of me, she likes water so much. Now she loves it more than me.
I do. Whenever
like we go to do it, she's really annoying me. I'm like.
When they mention something, maybe we can go, let's say, to Charlton Water Park to swim. Straight away, it's like this message in my head, like, ting.
Don't ever say that to Magda, maybe, if you're not sure. Water? You need to be sure to know.
In that way, I think like I'm like Shadow or a dog.
You become like obsessed.
When he hears, like, maybe we might go for a walkie with him.
Yeah.
Then straight away, he's already downstairs.
We created a monster with you.
He's ready. So I think in that respect, when I have water on the horizon, I'm just all in.
Yeah, but water heals.
Yes, it does.
Water clears, water heals. If you feel overwhelmed, you go to have a shower. Imagine a big light coming out of the shower.
Yeah.
Had like energy clearing you from everything what you collected, and it's like they call it shower meditation.
Yeah.
And you can say I'm clearing. So you would say, I'm clearing myself from everything I have collected and gathered today. I'm letting go of no longer sends me, and I'm letting go all the energy which don't belong to me, and let them come back to their place where they came from. And in that way you can heal and clear. And I, to be honest with you, last few weeks I've been like having a shower twice a day because I was feeling overwhelmed and I was quite sweating a lot. So you're releasing, your body release the toxins and things like that. So it's good that if you sweat, it's good. There is a period when you're going to sweat more. It's about the clearing and the releasing.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way of saying it as well, because when I sometimes have like a nice cold shower, I just feel so refreshed, and I feel like so good and it's so nice. It doesn't have to be like a long one even, it's just like a short one. You don't have to spend half an hour there, you just spend a few minutes and that's it, and you feel like already good.
And stop using just black colors to wear clothes.
Yes.
Like, go back to your inner child of the colors. Seriously, get some
like I'm wearing
colors.
Black, but I'm also wearing red.
Seriously, like colors create your imagination working. The colors is just the light perception. So all the colors don't really exist. You imagine them, and it's good to imagine and surround yourself, because if you just wear black all the time, black consumes the energy.
Yeah.
So you collect the energy.
Yeah.
When you have a white, you don't collect.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not saying to wear white, but look into your wardrobe. You only see what? Navy, black, white. Get some colors.
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like I like to wear colors sometimes, and even when you're gonna see my socks today, they're like colorful in bananas. It just kind of brightens up my day.
Yeah, well, it's also like affects your mood. It's a color therapy. It's been proven like scientifically that color therapy is like, that's why coloring and things like that is going back to that as well. If you go to different places now, you're gonna have a coloring book in the hall, like we said before, because this is something what really helps. And why people get children is because they're not having enough fun in their relationship or whatever. So lots of people, I'm sorry for being so upfront, but that's what people do, and then they go back to that coloring, playing, and all that stuff. It's just like, if you don't have children, you can still do it,
Yeah, that's so true. I have a little quote for us for this beautiful day. It's from Mencius, who was like a Chinese philosopher. It says, "The great man is he who does not lose his child's heart."
Yeah.
So I think that's a very nice way of ending our today's podcast. I'm just going to do like a small summary of what we spoke about. So on Wednesday Talk Day, be honest with yourself and ask yourself what your child truly wants, your inner child, your inner voice. Are you true to that voice? Are you true to yourself? And do you crush your inner voice, or do you actually listen to it? And on Thursday, Explore Day, so think about that time when you were a child. What were your dreams? What did you like to used to do? Are you actually doing that now? So for example, for me, it can be creativity. For Paulina, it can be like cutting our hair, singing. What is there for you? So explore how you listen to your inner voice, inner child. What do you do? And I think what is very important is to surrender, like Pona said, and to listen, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a good week. See you on Friday.
See you then. Ciao, ciao.
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 Love us like we love you at Rockingham Radio.
Yeah.